and welcome to my favourite autumn-inspired piano teaching pieces. Personally, I like to try and keep my repertoire as fresh as possible, not just for my students' benefit, but for my own. There's nothing more monotonous than teaching the same three pieces at each grade level over and over and over. And a really great way of sort of keeping things versatile is to use the seasons to do this. I have cherry-picked 10 of my favourite autumn-inspired piano teaching pieces, ranging from beginner to around grade 5. For any students who are within these boundaries, obviously this would be their performance piece that they would be working on. But for any of my students who are grade 6, 7 or 8 level, I would actually give them one of these pieces as perhaps a lesson starter sight reading activity task, or maybe sort of a piece a week job where obviously they've got their more difficult repertoire that they're working on, but here's a random piece of autumn music, see how you get on with it, and let's see how it's sounding next time. The pieces I'm going to share with you today are all very different in their vibe, but sort of share that common autumn theme. They all develop different skills, and they're all sort of reasonable in length, so hopefully your students won't start them and then lose interest. So I'm going to sight read a short section of each of the pieces, and then I'll also share a few brief reasons as to why it's made the shortlist. Piece number 1 is called Whirling Leaves, and it's from the Piano Adventures series. The reason why I love this piece is that it introduces ledger lines. The left hand is incredibly repetitive, so it's quite easy to sort of memorise and internalise. The right hand has the melody. It keeps the sustain pedal down the entire time, so often students find that they sound quite fancy playing it, but they haven't got to worry about actually releasing the pedal and putting it back down again. The right hand jumps up the octave to finish as well, so again students find that they feel quite impressive doing that. And there's the C sharp as an accidental, but there's no actual sharps or flats in the key signature. Piece number 2 is a piece called Fall, which I've composed myself, and I will put a free PDF of this piece in the description box below. The reason why I like teaching this piece is that it introduces right hand thirds. It also introduces right hand scale patterns, and also the left hand chords are simple but really effective. Piece number 3 is called Rain, also composed by myself. Now this is actually a piece from a book of pieces that I've written for sort of beginner up to grade 1-2 standard. The reason why I love this piece of music is that it has left-hand crossovers. There's an F sharp in the key signature, so it's a really great way to introduce the key of G major or E minor. There's lots of scope for expression, and there's lots of close and independent finger work in the B section as well. Piece number 4 is a piece called Lunar Eclipse, and this is also from the Piano Adventures series. The reason why I like this piece is that the right hand has a broken chord pattern. It introduces tenuto markings, so you can sort of introduce students to pressing more deeply into those left hand keys. The B section in the right hand has 2 voices, so it's a really great way to develop students' ability to use voicing, especially because the softer note is always played with the thumb as well, so that makes it that little bit easier. And also there's lots of sort of frequent pedaling in this too. Piece number 5 is a piece called Autumn Moods by Dennis Alexander. The reason why I like this is that it's extremely lyrical, and that can open the door to phrasing. We're in the key of G major as well, but there's also lots of accidentals, so it makes the harmony sound way more interesting. So it sounds great, but without being too complex. Piece number 6 is a piece called Song of Twilight by Nakada Yoshino. Now, I probably haven't pronounced that correctly, so apologies if I haven't. Now, this was in the Trinity Grade 3 syllabus a while back, I believe, and I absolutely love it for a few reasons. So reason number 1 is it's in the key of A major, so it's sort of, you can introduce reading 3 sharps for the first time. The left hand is up in the treble clef a lot, which is sort of a skill in itself. And also the right hand has a pentatonic melody because it's using the notes A, B, C sharp, E and F sharp, which can open the door to sort of discussion about pentatonic scales, their functions, things like that. Piece number 7 is a piece called Aurora Borealis, and that's also from the Piano Adventures series. The reason why I like teaching this piece is that it sounds incredibly similar to Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata, but without the length and also complexity. Often I will have students who may, they might only have had a few lessons and they're already requesting, oh, when can we do Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata? And although it doesn't sound massively difficult, to do it justice and to do it well, it's actually far more complex than I think especially beginners believe. But I feel like this piece is brilliant because it's simpler and it's shorter. It still takes you on a harmonic journey as well, which is similar to Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata during that short period of time. We're in the key of D major, so obviously you're just dealing with the 2 sharps, and there's also lots of room for expression. Piece number 8 is a piece called Autumn Ballad, and this is also from the Piano Adventures series. Now, I didn't realise when I was putting the shortlist together of just how many pieces I'd actually cherry-picked from that method book collection, which is quite telling of that collection. But yeah, I think this is really great because it has 2 contrasting sections. The first section is sort of that pop ballad style, whereas it moves into like a B section with sort of like a right hand broken chord pattern, which is actually the extract that you'll hear me playing in a minute, and it's sort of like very neoclassical in its style before then going back into that A section again. It's a lush chordal piece which follows the circle of fifths moving counterclockwise, so you're always moving to the subdominant, and the left hand has a lot of octaves in as well, so it can be really great for training that. Piece number 9 9 is a piece called Chanson d'automne by Stephen Reynolds. Now, I've probably butchered the pronunciation of that again, so apologies. The reason why I like this piece is that it's in C minor, so you are being, of course, introduced to playing with 3 flats. The right-hand melody is really lyrical, but also melancholic, so there's lots of room for sort of expression and interpretation. And I like that the right hand doesn't just use the typical broken chord pattern that you would typically find in a lot of autumn-inspired pieces. Also, the left hand has lots of extended broken chords, so it sounds really lush. Okay, so piece number 10. I could not put together a shortlist and not include this piece. So yes, Autumn Leaves is very much my piece number 10, but it's the Pam Wedgwood arrangement. I feel like with Autumn Leaves, it kind of goes one of 2 ways. Either it's really, really insanely difficult because there will be some sort of transcription of some insane improvisation in the middle of it, or it will be the other end of the spectrum and it will be so overly simplified that it just loses loads of its charm and jazziness. What I love about Pam Wedgwood is she really does hit the sweet spot between making something still sound super effective, but also being sort of intuitive for students. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why I love this particular arrangement. The right hand has 2 voices as well, so it's great for introducing voicing into your playing, and the left hand has got extended broken chords. So that very much concludes my top 10 autumn inspired piano teaching pieces. I will try and find links to all the pieces and pop them in the description box down below. But if you know of any pieces that you've either loved, autumn inspired pieces that you love playing or ones that you love teaching, please can you also put that in the comments too, because I love to find new repertoire. If this has been interesting to you, please like and subscribe as always, and I will see you next time. Bye! Thank you.